Hello, I'm Andrea Bellentani, an Italian musician, composer, and I wrote 2 Italian songs that were included in the last and only studio album that Luciano Pavarotti recorded with unreleased songs. That was back in 2003, and the CD is called Adoro. I was out on Decca Universal. Okay, now I'm about to tell you the story about our meeting and more or less like the birth of the songs and what happened basically with the CD. You know, the recording parts and basically the history of a long gone work, basically, because not so many people know about this project, unfortunately. And so now, in this occasion, after like 10 years of Luciano Pavarotti's death, I would like to remember him this way. My personal how do you say, my personal point of view on his way of living the music. Anyway, in this time I wasn't playing at all, so just for the sake of it, just for the fun, with a friend we thought about writing the songs for the most famous singer in the world. And we thought, who? Michael Jackson, Madonna? Said, no, more than this, Luciano Pavarotti. And so basically, you know, one day, the following day, with a bit of luck, we managed to write the songs. And it sounded really good, and it was exactly 2000. So I became friend with Christina, his second daughter from his first marriage, and so I basically found the guts to ask her, why don't you listen to it and tell me your opinion, if the song sounds good or if it's too bad, or you think that your dad is gonna like it or record it one day. And she said, yeah, play it to me. And the song was really nice. It was like a love song, very sentimental, and it was about the girlfriend I was seeing at the time, no? And the arrangement was in this kind of tearjerkers kind of sound, like 60s French movie original soundtrack. And so this song came out so well, and Christina really liked it. And she told me that his dad was recording a new album in those days, the first album ever of unreleased songs, not opera songs, with people writing specifically for this project. And so I say, yeah, it sounds really good, and I'm gonna to play the song to him. I said, well, fine. And 1 year later, the CD still was upon Luciano Pavarotti's desk, exactly on the same position where Christina has left it. So basically he hasn't touched it for 1 year. So you say, okay, I'm gonna definitely to play. So she locked him up in a room, she played the CD, so he was like forced to listen to it. And he liked it very much. And I say, yeah, but it's a nice song, but right now I have too many slow songs, too many sentimental ballads. I need like an up-tempo kind of song, kind of happy. I say, yeah, okay, no problem. When she told me this, I say, yeah, I mean, I was so enthusiastic that he loved the song, that I decided to write a new one. So I called this dear friend of mine and fantastic musician, Ulderico Wilco Zanni, and we wrote the second song. The song more or less we thought about like a kind of like a mid-tempo rock song, like in the U2 kind of way, but with the big chorus and big long notes, and but with this kind of wall of sound arrangement like Phil Spector did in the 60s, with the big chorus. And we call it Come Aquile, I mean like the eagles. And the story is about was about like a couple, like when two people get together and they are supposed not to leave, like if it was an everlasting love, because eagles they always consider like lonely animals, but when they start a couple, they always fly together and live together. When one of them dies, the other one, out of solitude and desperation, just throw himself on the rocks and let himself die. So it's a kind of like sad thing, but to me it's a touching thing. Yeah, like as I said, some kind of everlasting love. Okay, so the song was finished, and after like about a couple of weeks there was the usual celebration in Pesaro. It was Luciano Pavarotti's villa and mansion in the Pesaro hills, like on the south side. And so I was invited to Christina's birthday that every year they were having in this place. And obviously I took with me the second song too, along with the first one, in case there could have been the chance to play to him. Okay, so basically the first impact with him is that when I got to Pesaro's house, Christina came to greet me and say hello, how are you, blah 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 blah. And after 5 seconds she left me with him, because she went to say hello to other people. So basically I was like facing him, he was looking at me, I was looking at him, and no one was saying a word, you know? And I was like so kind of like paralyzed, because it was the first time I was in front of such an enormous artist with an incredible charisma, and it was the first time that I really understood when you speak about magnetism and artistic greatness and charisma, because like when you're like 1 meter in front of him, you could like feel this thing. And so it was so nice to me, and he asked me if it was the first time in this Pesaro mansion, if I like the place. I will start talking about, you know, special places or vibes that some places have or other places don't have. Like it was a kind of like strange conversation when you meet someone for the first time, and I said that I love this place because it was high on a hill, but at the same time you were seeing like the sea from above, and it was a really like a breathtaking skyline basically. And so after there was the dinner with so many guests that were coming and going and telling stories, and, you know, musician playing music and basically paying homage to him, and playing cards, game of cards, and all this. It was a very nice evening. The following morning I woke up and it was like just watching the sea and watching the seaside, and I said hello, and he told me, please have a seat next to me, we'll watch the sea together. And I said, yeah, that's fine. And basically we sat one next to each other, and it was kind of strange because sometimes we were looking at each other, kind of like smiling, and then looking at the sea again. It was like really a strange thing, especially when two people don't know each other, and it was kind of like surreal, like a moment like suspended in time, like in very intimate closeness, considering two people that never met before. And obviously he didn't know that I was the songwriter that wrote the first song that he liked very much. So there was lunchtime, and at the end of it, all the other guests stood up to go for a smoke a cigarette, because he didn't want anyone close to him smoking cigarettes. Of course, he didn't like it, and especially for the voice. He could have damaged his voice. And I didn't smoke, so once again I was like sitting alone with him. At this time, finally he asked me what I was doing for a living, and I said, Maestro, I'm a musician, and I'm the composer who wrote that song that you really liked, the song that Cristina brought to you. It's called Nel mio cuore. And he said, oh, okay, this song is very nice, very beautiful, and I will sing it, I will include it in my new album. Just like this, he told me, like abruptly, he told it to me, and it was like, wow, really? I was kind of shocked, and he said, yeah, of course, if my record company and the boss of the record company will like it, and my manager will like it, and the producer will like it. But I think so. I said, yeah, fantastic. Exactly in this moment, above us, from the hills, higher than this house, there were like people doing this kind of like extreme sport, and hang gliders, skydiving and paragliding. And they were like really circling above us, and he said, look, it would be fantastic flying like this, like the eagles do. And I said, wow, this is the title of my song. And I knew he really believed in this kind of like strange circumstances of, turns of the doom and things. I said, Maestro, I have a new song for you, and it's called Like the Eagles. And he was like, he did like this. He looked at me, and just all at once, he stood up from his chair and said, come on, let's go inside to listen to it. Like, so quickly that I was kind of like shocked, because considering his weight too, no?